Coming up next on This Week in Torrance, they may be amateurs, but their skills make them vital to public safety. We'll tell you how these volunteers communicate when others can't.
And families come out of their homes and into the dark for a free summer series.
Plus, if bicycle commuting seems like a dangerous option, we'll show you how changes to the road could make it safer.
Then we'll show you how doing push-ups can help veterans.
These stories and much more just seconds away.
Your local news starts right now. Hello everyone and welcome to This Week in Torrance. I'm Jin Chun.
And I'm Ben McCain. Thanks for joining us. Here are your top stories. With the Wilson Park July 4th celebration discontinued, some area residents may be tempted to hold their own fireworks show. Now, city and county officials are issuing reminders about fireworks. Firecrackers, rockets, aerial shells, and Roman candles are all illegal in Los Angeles County, and so-called safe and sane fireworks are now banned in 49 cities, including here in the city of Torrance and in all unincorporated county areas. Some safe and sane fireworks are commonly known as fountains, sparklers, smoke balls, ground spinners, and pinwheels. Most cities in LA County say that even safe and sane fireworks can be dangerous. For example, sparklers can reach temperatures of 1,200 degrees and can cause serious burns and fires.
Well, here are some highlights from the most recent City Council meeting. The council proclaimed July Parks and Recreation Month here in the city. Residents are reminded that several programs are offered through the city's Community Services Department. Movies in the Park and Concerts in the Park are just two of the free programs available to residents, as well as a variety of classes at a minimal cost. To learn more, go to the city's website and in the city's Seasons Guide. Council accepted two large donations from the Friends of the Torrance Library and Providence Little Company of Mary Medical Center. These donations will be used for Torrance Public Libraries. Combined, both organizations donated $35,000 for the Live Homework Help program. The Friends of the Torrance Library also donated nearly $20,000 for the library's adult programs. The donations are to be used for the 2011 to 2012 fiscal year. Council also approved the appropriation of $6,000 from the Youth Council donation account. The funds are for the 6 2011 Beat the Odds Scholarship honorees. Honorees were selected to each receive $1,000 higher education scholarships. And Council is adjourned until Tuesday, July 12th. July 5th will be a dark night.
Push-ups can help get you into shape, but they can also help veterans. Reporter Jennifer Wade takes us to a recent event where health meets charity.
It may look like a normal day at the gym for local personal trainer Adam Armbruster, but today he's actually raising money for a cause that hits close to home.
One of my bosses, he is like one of the original Wounded Warriors when the charity got started. Like, he got his knee blown up in Iraq, so like, I had to do it. But it was really cool.
The Wounded Warrior Project is an organization that's dedicated to taking care of the severely injured men and women of our armed services. We're going to be taking care of them too by doing push-ups.
Similar to a walkathon, push-up participants ask family members, co-workers, and friends to sponsor them and donate 50 cents or $1 or more for each push-up they were able to complete in a 90-second challenge. The goal is to reach $10,000 in donations for the day. Like Mitchell Fitness here in Torrance, there are also 100 gyms nationwide holding a Push-Ups for Charity challenge.
The goal was if each of us could raise $5,000 apiece, that would get us into our amount that we were looking for. But when we have gyms like Mitchell Fitness raising $10,000, we should be able to reach that goal easy.
Last year they raised about $250,000, and this year we're projected to go over the $500,000 mark.
We wanted to pick a worthy cause, and with all our soldiers in Iraq and around the world, and having them come back, we just wanted to support them as best we can.
And participants were determined to raise as much money for veterans as possible.
Fitness Lab sponsored me 50 cents a push-up, so he's in the hole now.
With 185 push-ups in 90 seconds, Armbruster set the record for the day's most push-ups. And even if you physically couldn't do push-ups, there was a way for everyone to get involved.
I actually work out with Trent on a regular basis, so about 2-3 times a week, and he was like, you know what, you want to contribute, we'll figure out a way. And Yeah, definitely.
The charity's slogan, "Get fit, have fun, and make a difference," was illustrated throughout the day.
We are so supportive of the Wounded Warrior Project. We plan to do this every year, and it's just going to get bigger and better every year that we do it.
I'm going to get 200-300 next year, easy. I'll actually train for it next time.
Today brought about a larger turnout than expected. This is Jennifer Wade for CitiCABLE.
Thank you, Jennifer. For more information, visit southbaypushupsforcharity.com.
Half a penny, that's the sales tax increase passed by Measure R in 2008. It may not seem like much, but the projected $1 billion earned over the next 3 decades will be used for county infrastructure improvements. Here in Torrance, about $28 million will be used for the redesign of the 405 freeway ramp at Crenshaw Boulevard. $18 million will go towards the city's regional transit center, and another $19.6 million towards redesigning the Hawthorne Boulevard PCH intersection. That work is becoming more necessary as an estimated 50,000 vehicles pass through the intersection daily. Measure R funds can only be used for freeways and road projects near freeways.
Prius cars are manufactured in Japan, but after the March 11th earthquake, Toyota halted all production of the vehicles. In May, they resumed production, but at a reduced capacity, and that left some dealerships without any of the hybrid cars. Now, Prius dealers are getting some much-needed good news. Toyota plans to deliver 36,000 Prius to U.S. dealers during the summer, with a total of 75,000 cars delivered by the end of the year. More than half of the hybrids on U.S. roads are Prius. The car was the first Toyota model to resume production after the earthquake. Here's an important question. Would you trust a ham for communication during a natural disaster? Coming up, we'll tell you why you should.
And riding your bicycle on some busy South Bay streets may soon get safer. We'll bring you those details after the break.
Across America, service learning is helping students improve their grades and their communities by connecting the classroom with community service. Working together, students solve real problems, build new skills, and apply their knowledge in a whole new way. Inside the classroom and out, service learning opens new doors and brings learning to life. Get your school involved. Visit learnandserve.gov to find out how.
Hands can do incredible things. Now they can even help save a life with hands-only CPR. If you see an adult suddenly collapse, just call 911, then push hard and fast in the center of the chest until help arrives. Learn more at handsonlycpr.org.
Green, green, green. It's your home, it's your dream. Radon testing, keep it healthy and clean. Make it green, green, green.
Making it green starts from the ground up, so make sure the air in your home is healthy for your family to breathe. Test your home for the presence of radon. Go to epa.gov/radon.
Make it green, green, green.
The city is offering annual summer activities that are just right for families. And did we mention that most of them are free? Reporter Shantae Passmore takes us to Hickory Park for this story.
Carrie Pasquale and her husband are always looking for activities to do as a family. And now with summer here, the parents decided to return to a favorite family pastime. Now, this isn't your typical movie-going experience.
Well, they love it because we can bring a bag full of snacks and bring our chairs and kind of play around with their friends ahead of time.
During the summer months, a different movie is played at a different park. This month, moviegoers set up camp at Hickory Park for the animated film, How to Train Your Dragon. The crowd had to wait until dusk for the movie to start, but the kids didn't mind.
They don't have to be confined to a small space. They love being outdoors.
And do parents find the movie outdoor experience enjoyable?
It is because, you come out here, bring dinner, have a picnic.
And what better way to watch a movie during the summer than outdoors on a movie screen in surround sound?
Trolls exist. They steal your socks.
We've done one before, and it was such a good time, and it was just so comfy, cozy, and especially with the weather being nice, and it It's just relaxing.
And once the sun goes down, you'll see a sea of blankets as families like the Pasquales bundle up, get comfortable, and enjoy a movie at the park. For This Week in Torrance, I'm Shantae Passmore.
The next movie in the park will be showing at Greenwood Park. For more information, call 310-618-2720.
During a natural disaster, first responders use radios for communication, but if those fail, amateurs are often the next line of defense. Reporter Jacqueline Shepard tells us how you may receive help from a source you haven't considered.
Nice and strong here. Great signal, and thanks for the point.
What do you think of when you think of an amateur radio operator? Most of us just think of amateur radio as a hobby, a fun way to talk to people all over the world, but they often have a direct impact on the community.
We're ready to step in and when the police have problems. We've worked the riots, we've worked fires, we've worked earthquakes.
The American Radio Relay League was founded in 1914. It makes sure amateur radio operators are properly trained and available should an emergency arise.
We're a resource for public service, we're a resource for the agencies like the Red Cross, Salvation Army, and we have the radio equipment and the expertise to be deployed to a field location and set up a portable station. So we have communications between the Emergency Operations Center and the disaster area.
The South Bay Amateur Radio Club is hosting their annual 24-hour field day. Once a year, amateurs in the U.S. and Canada get together to simulate emergency conditions.
This was certainly true in the New Orleans floods, that all forms of communication were out except amateur radio.
Some radios are powered by computers, but this bike and good old-fashioned manpower generates 12 watts of power during a radio transmission. They may have to go in cycles, but it gets the job done.
Until he poops out. Until I poop out or somebody else wants to do it.
The club has been testing their emergency response system in Torrance since 1930, making sure the club's motto of when all else fails, there's amateur radio holds true. For Torrance City Cable, I'm Jacqueline Shepard.
Thank you, Jacqueline. For more information on the Amateur Radio Club, visit their national website at arrl.org.
With high gas prices and traffic congestion, environmental experts often point to bicycles as the best alternative vehicle. But for cyclists, safety can often be prohibitive. Reporter Shantae Passmore tells us how residents are working to change that for the South Bay.
Rick Sampson feels unsafe when he rides his bike on Prospect Avenue.
In all honesty, I love riding Prospect. Prospect is a very scary street. I mean, you get north of Torrance Boulevard, the street becomes very skinny. You have the schools around there. It's very community-oriented, but no one slows down in that area.
Cyclists claim motorists have a hard time sharing the road. Easing bicyclists' concern is an ongoing process for the South Bay Bicycle Coalition. At their first workshop, residents had the chance to offer suggestions for an interconnected bike path throughout the region, including Torrance. From there, the design team created a 230-mile bike path. At this workshop, the group is presenting the final draft.
What we're pushing for, right now we have a lot of bike lanes that are kind of sporadic. They stop, they start, there's no real rhyme or reason. When you get to the end of one, you don't know where you're supposed to go from there. And so what we're looking to do is interconnect the South Bay.
The nonprofit group is preparing to submit their bicycle master plan to various city councils in the fall. From there, supporters hope to accomplish two goals once the master plan is submitted.
Well, one thing, we're going to change the culture. And one thing we've discovered in studying other cities that have done master plans and added a lot of bikeways is that the more bicyclists that are on the road, the safer it is for all bicycles. And the reason that is because the public and your neighbors and your communities get used to bicycles being on the road. And then we as bicyclists get used to sharing the road.
The other goal, creating public awareness on the rules of the road, and not just for motorists, but also for bicyclists. But residents may have to give up some things if they want to implement these new bikeways.
What I mean by minimizing the impact is reducing the amount of parking that may be lost and reducing the amount of travel lanes that either need to be narrowed, or in some cases there may be a travel lane lost as a result of implementing some of the proposed bikeways.
Reducing traffic lanes may be controversial to some, but hands rose in the audience when attendees were asked if they would ride their bikes more often if they felt safe on the streets.
We want to be able to allow people to go wherever they want to go in those 7 cities, whether it's kids going to school, people want to ride their bike to the post office. If you work locally, you might want to be able to ride your bike to work.
This bike master plan encourages residents to be more active by making them feel safe on the road, and research shows that safe bike paths actually increases home values. And safe bikeways are looked at as an amenity for families with children who can ride their bikes safely in the neighborhood, or for those who choose to ride their bikes to work. For This Week in Torrance, I'm Shantae Passmore.
The nonprofit group will be holding 2 more area workshops. Visit southbaybicyclecoalition.org for more information. Coming up, a road closure may create traffic nightmares for commuters.
We'll tell you how to avoid getting jammed.
I'm bored. I think I'll ride my bike.
It may never be this easy to help your kids find balance, but you have more power than you know. For a free Parent's Handbook plus other resources, visit the WeCan website. A message from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Did you buy the flashlight and the batteries?
Yes.
Did you make sure we're not missing anything in the first aid kit?
Yup.
Did you go through the plan with the kids again?
Yes. The more you prepare today, the more you'll be able to reduce the devastating effects of a tornado, an earthquake, a power outage, or any other disaster. Get a kit, make a plan, be informed. Visit ready.gov.
I'm a big believer in the power of we. We can tackle the tough challenges we face and build community through service and volunteering. It's time for you to raise your hand. Go to serve.gov and get involved in something you believe in.
How will you raise your hand when they call your name?
Are you with me?
We weren't born to follow.
Here's a reminder about the upcoming 405 freeway closure. The freeway will be closed for 53 hours beginning the evening of July 15th and ending early on the morning of July 18th. The northbound 405 will be closed for 10 miles between the 10 and the 101 freeways. The southbound 405 will be closed for 4 miles between the 101 and the Getty Center Drive exit. Now, don't try to use the Sepulveda Boulevard as a way into the valley. Officials say that road does not have the capacity to accommodate both local and diverted traffic. Sepulveda Boulevard will be used as an alternate route for resident access only. And that's going to do it for us on This Week in Torrance. I'm Jin Chun.
And I'm Ben McCain. If you've missed any portion of our show, you can catch us again at 11 a.m. and 6 p.m.
Now, before we go, I have to mention to our viewers, I think a lot of them don't know that you are an accomplished country music artist and you're out with your 4th album, McCain Brothers Best So Far.
I don't know so much about accomplished, but we do enjoy making music, and my brother and I have been doing it for years. And as we close the show, you can hear one of our songs, Old Enough to Know Better and Young Enough Not to Care. Thanks for watching.
Get out the speakers and let down the tailgate. We're sure to draw a crowd. I'm old enough to know better and young enough not to care. I can't slow down, I've hit the red line. I'm living life on a dare. I'm feeling 10 foot tall and bulletproof. The girls don't have a prayer. I hope they're old enough to know better and young enough not to care. These old earth roads have choked my soul, and now I've had enough. Let's go to town.